We've seen how to assign a password to our console line, to our VTY lines, to a local user. You might remember I created a username of Cisco and a password of Cisco. The challenge with those passwords is that as we look at those passwords in our running config, for example, username Cisco, password Cisco, that's in clear text. If we look at our line configuration, password Cisco, it's in clear text. That's a challenge. There is a way to encrypt those passwords, and that way if somebody's looking over our shoulder, they're not going to be able just by casual observation to see what the password is. Now I say by casual observation because if a person does get possession of one of the encrypted passwords, the type of encryption that's done is not very strong. Let me demonstrate. Let's go in and give the command service password hyphen encryption. And by doing that, if we look at our running config now, you'll see that those passwords that were in clear text are now encrypted. Here, just a moment ago, we saw this as plainly saying Cisco. If we scroll down some more to our line configuration, these said Cisco earlier, and now they do not. And if somebody were just glancing over my shoulder, they wouldn't be able to see that string of characters and know that it was Cisco, but it's very easy to crack. On the internet, you can do a search for Cisco password cracker, and these passwords, I'm not talking about the enable secret password because that's not even an encryption, that's a hashed value. But for these passwords that have a password level 7, those are easily broken. Let me prove it. Like I said, there are several utilities on the internet. I'm going to demonstrate one for you. I'm going to copy that string of characters. Let's go under edit and say copy, and let's go to a little utility I downloaded earlier today and paste that in. And as soon as I paste it in, notice what it says. It takes no time at all, and it says the decrypted password is Cisco. So it's very easy to crack, but at least this does add an extra layer of security to keep somebody from determining your line passwords or your username passwords just by casual observation. We may want to display a message as somebody is attempting to log into our switch, and I hesitate to call it a welcome message because we might not want to welcome everyone into our switch. If you said welcome to switch SW1 and some malicious user attempted to gain access, unauthorized access to the switch, they might be able in court to say, well, the switch said welcome, I was welcomed into the switch. Let's be careful with the words we choose for our message. Maybe something like authorized access only. Violators will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, or something along those lines. Let me demonstrate for you what is called a login banner. In global configuration mode, I'm going to say banner. And we've got different types of banners, by the way. A couple that are commonly used are MOTD, that's message of the day. And what we're talking about right now is login. These act similarly. You may not have the MOTD banner show up if you're using a specific method of connecting. If you're connecting via Secure Shell version 1, for example, the MOTD banner may not show up, but the login banner may show up. You might want to do a little bit of trial and error to determine in your environment, is the banner you've configured showing up using your connection method via Telnet or Secure Shell version 1, Secure Shell version 2, or the console. For the CCNA exam, however, I primarily want you focused on the login banner. I'm going to say banner login, and we give a delimiter to say where the message starts and where the message stops. I'm going to use a character, a delimiter, that's not going to appear in the message. For example, I'll use a $sign. I'm not going to use a $sign in my banner message, so that will be my delimiter. In other words, I give it here, and when I'm done, I'll enter the $sign again, and Cisco iOS will know that I'm done. Let's enter our message. Let's say authorized access only, exclamation point. And to say that I'm done, I'm going to give the $sign character again. And now, let's see what it looks like when we try to connect. I'm going to connect via Secure Shell. Let's fire up our PuTTY session. We'll say open. And notice, before I give my username, we see our login banner, authorized access only. So I'm being warned that if I'm not authorized to log into this device, then I shouldn't be logging into this device. You may want to consult the legal department in your company to come up with appropriate wording that you would want to give to discourage unauthorized users from connecting to your equipment. But that's how we set up a login banner on a Cisco Catalyst switch.